Once upon a time, in a vast and powerful kingdom, a young prince ascended the throne after his father's passing. At just 20 years old, he became the ruler of thousands, inheriting great wealth, armies, and power. However, he was also filled with pride, eager to prove himself as the greatest king who had ever ruled. To display his strength, he ordered golden statues of himself to be built in every city. He rode through the streets in chariots made of gold, wearing silk robes and a crown encrusted with jewels. Whenever he held court, he surrounded himself with nobles who flattered him, praising his intelligence and might. One day, the young king decided to visit a famous temple on the highest mountain of his kingdom. This temple was home to an old monk known for his wisdom. The king, wanting to impress the monk, arrived with his grandest entourage, trumpets announcing his arrival, soldiers marching in perfect formation, and banners waving high in the air. As he entered the temple, he found the monk sitting peacefully under a tree, dressed in a simple robe, his hands resting on his lap. The king stepped forward proudly and said, "Old man, do you not recognize the greatness before you? I am the most powerful king in the land, wealthier than any ruler before me." The monk simply smiled and gestured towards a small river flowing near the temple. "Your Majesty," he said calmly, "do you see that river?" The king, slightly irritated, nodded. "Yes, what of it?" The monk continued, "The river does not boast of its strength, yet it carves through mountains. It does not need to announce its power, yet it sustains life. It flows quietly, never asking for applause." The king was silent. The monk then pointed to the sun. "And do you see the sun? It rises every day, giving warmth and light to the world. Yet it does not shout about its greatness. It simply does what it was meant to do." The young king looked around, realizing the wisdom in the monk's words. He had been trying so hard to prove his greatness to others, but in reality, true strength and power did not come from showing off. The monk then said, "A storm is loud, fierce, and destructive, but it fades quickly. A wise ruler is like the river and the sun, silent yet powerful, serving others without seeking recognition." That night, the king sat alone in his palace, thinking deeply. He realized that all the gold, all the statues, and all the praises meant nothing if he was not truly respected. The next day, he ordered that the statues be taken down, the gold be used to build schools and hospitals, and his rule be remembered not for his wealth, but for his wisdom. Lesson: true power and greatness do not come from showing off. The strongest people let their actions, not their words, prove their worth.